Hi, I'm Jan Luby, and you're watching The Artist Corner. When I was a child, I colored grass orange, the princess's hair light green. I was told the sky isn't red, but I knew what I'd seen. They said clouds are white, the sky is blue, the sun is yellow when it shines, and you should always be more careful to color inside the lines, coloring outside the lines. Outside the lines, with my heart wide open to all I might find, coloring outside the lines. And I made friends of different colors. Some thought I'd crossed a line, still so dear, 50 years and counting, these forever friends of mine. And I joined people out taking chances, making a world of their design. Seems there are more and more people outside the lines, coloring outside the lines. Outside the lines, with our hearts wide open to all we might find, coloring outside the lines. Here's a song to the ones who don't follow, who listen to a voice their own, while you tell them that they can't make a difference. They're busy growing the seeds they've sown, coloring outside the lines. Outside the lines, with our hearts wide open to all we might find, coloring outside the lines, with our hearts wide open to all we might find, coloring outside the lines. So that song was written on a theme. I'm part of Rhode Island Songwriters Association, and I, every 4 months, host the Songwriters in the Round show, and we have themes we have to write on. And the theme was stepping over the line, and it was about 2 weeks after Pete Seeger died, and I thought I wanted to write a song in the spirit of Pete, so that's where that song came from. Oh, let's see, the next one is... I don't know what it's about. I do, but I guess it's about aging and feeling more and more invisible the older you get as a woman. But it's called New Moon, and it's also, and the last one was Coloring Outside the Lines. This one's not recorded yet, but I know some people, and I believe this too, that the new moon is a good time to start something new, a new endeavor. So that's where this came from. Pearl button moon in a black velvet sky, midwinter bright, so full and high. Poets and lovers sing your praises, often forgetting your darker side. Silvery cold as February. There you go, spinning away from me. And just like me, a little more of you gone. Every day, a little less of us to see. Until you're a new moon, hiding in plain sight on this dark and starry night. New moon, before you spin off again, help me see how to begin. Now here I am in the absence of light. There's so many things I hold inside, but what do I fear? I'm wondering. The older I am, the less I wanna hide. New moon, hiding in plain sight on this dark and starry night. New moon, before you spin off again, help me see how to begin. So my next song is called Bloom. It's an older song. I wrote it one morning before I was really fully awake. My daughter was sitting at the table, and there was one tulip left out of the others that died, and I threw away. There was one tulip left on the table, and she was looking at it, and she said, "Mom, I wonder if it's painful when flowers bloom." And I was like, "Whoa!" You know, when kids just say things that are just this like original thought. You know, they didn't hear it somewhere. And at the time, I was like massaging her legs because she was having like all these growing pains. You know, so that's where this came from. My hands are wrapped around a cup of coffee. There's a tulip on the table, me and my girl in the room, and she says, "You know, I've been wondering, Mommy, if it's painful for a flower when it blooms." Well, you know me, I always want to tell her what's true. But what can I say that's gonna come out right? Should I tell her what I think, though it might make her blue? And so we sit here in the morning light. Some things I don't know, some I don't want to tell her. It's a beautiful, big, scary world. And you won't always be my little girl, my little girl. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Well, this question comes from one who'll be blooming soon, sooner than I'm ready. This I know. Some evening she will feel the tug of the moon, and no matter what I say, she's gonna turn and go. Some things I don't know, some I don't want to tell her. It's a beautiful, big, sweet, scary world. And you won't always be my little girl, my little girl. My hands are wrapped around my first cup of coffee. There's a tulip on the table, me and my girl in the room, and she says, "You know, I've been wondering, Mommy, if it's painful for a flower when it blooms." It's funny that song started out as a folk ballad. Talk about songwriting here just for a minute, and I do a lot of rewrites on every song, and I was rewriting, and the line "and you won't always be my little girl" came up, and I went, "Oh no, this is a blues song!" So I had to like rework the whole song. Anyway, what's next? Oh, the next one was also on a theme, and the theme was Black Sparrow. And sometimes I wait till the last minute to write these themes. So I was having a really hard time with this one. I don't know why. And it was like a couple days before I had to get up and perform a song on this topic. And so I Googled Black Sparrow. And one of the things that came up was that sailors, I don't know if they still do this, used to get a black sparrow tattoo when they went across their first body of water, the ocean or the sea or whatever. And it was supposed to bring them safely home. And I was like, oh, so then this song happened. Let's see. I've lived my whole life in this little port town. Some thought me a fool when you came around, but I took a chance on a seafaring man. Now I've done all the waiting I think I can stand. You got a black sparrow tattoo on your arm the first time you crossed the sea. It was meant to keep you from any harm and help you to find your way back home to me. Well, I fantasized, looking to see, not heeding the warnings given to me. And you made those promises you couldn't keep. I still dream about you when I can sleep. You got a black sparrow tattoo on your arm the first time you crossed the sea. It was meant to keep you from any harm and help you to find your way back home to me. Dreaming you're here in my arms, hoping that love will survive any storm. Well, a baby wakes up every hour or two. I wish you could see him. He looks just like you. His big round brown eyes, his hands are so strong. I pick him up, hold him and sing him this song. You got a black sparrow tattoo on your arm the first time you crossed the sea. It was meant to keep you from any harm and help you to find your way back home to me. Well, I've lived my whole life in this little port town. So, this is a song about survival. Words fell from your mouth today, snatched up by the wind. Others broke upon the page, scattered like they'd never been. Mumbled words behind your hand, bruises black and blue, a mark left from a wedding band. Secret held behind chipped tooth. So many years you blamed yourself, when all you ever did was try to stay alive, singing lullabies, lullabies. Quiet, bitter shards of glass scrambled in your head, dug up bones from the past, then they followed you to bed. So many years you blamed yourself, when all you ever did was try to stay alive, singing lullabies, lullabies. Hush, little baby, don't say a word, singing lullabies, lullabies, lullabies. Frightened child, turn to wood, tiny, earthbound, always tried to be so good, would hide but was always found. You never were to blame at all, and here you are, you managed to survive, singing lullabies, 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 So this song is on Nobody's Girl, and I've been playing it lately. I had stopped playing it for a while because it's an older one, but I feel like the whole world needs to come home to itself, and so. But this was written when my daughter was going through a dark time, so. Found yourself a darker place than you had ever known. Now there's barely a trace of all the light you once had in your eyes. Oh, in your eyes, come home to yourself. You've journeyed this far. Come home to yourself. Just be who you are. Come home. 'Cause I remember who you are, even if you've forgotten. But what can I offer? You have to figure it out on your own. It's time to come home. Come home to yourself. It's not too late. Oh, you'll find your way. Come home. A raised ranch now stands on what was once fairyland, but there's still good times to come. It's all in your hands. We cannot see the starlight until the darkness comes, and when the time is right, stars fill the sky and shine. You're gonna be fine. Come home to yourself. You've journeyed this far. Come home to yourself. Just be who you are. Come home. You're gonna be fine. Come home to yourself. It's not too late. Oh, you'll find your way. Come home. Come home. I wanted to end with this one, because I felt like I should do something lightweight after, and I sing this to my dog every day. He really likes it a lot, especially if I say his name during the song. But I wake early, open my eyes, through leafed out trees I watch the sunrise, so thankful for mornings like these. Downstairs my little dog waits for me, wiggly and sweet and so happy to go out walking early morning streets. No one else is outside, the air is fresh and clean, just me and the little guy who came to rescue me. Silver moon fading in the sky, chased by the sun to the other side. All is well, another day's begun. No one else is outside, the air is fresh and clean, just me and the little guy who came to rescue me. Ba da 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 da. So thankful for mornings like these. So thank you for watching The Artist Corner. And I'm Jan Luby, and I'm part of Rhode Island Songwriters Association, I think I mentioned earlier. We have 4 rotating hosts, and we do Songwriters in the Round, which is a really great event. It's the second Thursday night of every month, and it's at Park Place Cafe, which is part of the old historic Park Theater. A new owners, they're really great. It's a really nice space. We're happy with our new home. And so this, I think it's August 10th is the second Thursday. I'm not looking at a calendar. Jim Tate is hosting, and Eric Bear is playing, and I can't remember who else, but I would go see any of these 4 people play out, and you get 4 of them in one night. The audience participates by choosing. We hand out index cards and pencils, and then we pick. Each performer picks one, and reads it out, and the audience chooses the theme that the next month's songwriter is going to write about. So that's really fun. If you don't have to participate, but it's fun if you do. So I'm there in October. Second Thursday in October, and October 29th, it's a Sunday night, I'm doing the Women of Riza show, and I'm only just starting to put that together now. I just got the date, but that'll be at Park Place Cafe also. And I don't remember where else I'm going to be, but you can go to janluby.com, and any songs that are originals that I've recorded on CDs are up there on the site. I'm also on Bandcamp and many other Spotify and all that. But Bandcamp is great if you want to buy my music. I love Bandcamp. So just go to Bandcamp/Jan Luby and you'll find me. And thanks so much for listening. I was a child. I colored grass orange. The princess's hair light green. I was told the sky isn't red. But I knew